Good morning and welcome to another edition of Concordia Celebri-Tea. My guest today is Concordia 2018 graduate and soon to be Oberlin graduate, Ryo Adachi. Ryo, great to see you again and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me today.
So, what has been your major at Oberlin and how has that experience been for you?
Yeah, so my major took a lot of turns. So I'm currently double majoring in math and economics with a double minor in linguistics and East Asian studies and a concentration in education studies. So I know it seems like all over the place, but I think that really speaks to the characteristics of Oberlin students, that a lot of students here do a lot of different things. And for me personally, exploring a lot of classes, I've really gained interest in language pedagogy, education, writing. So that's where all my minors are coming in from. But I've also been really interested in the STEM side with the math and economics as well.
Okay, great. What's been your favorite part of the college experience so far?
Well, since I've had 4 years, I have quite a few. But I think to choose two of the favorite parts of Oberlin, I guess. One of them is really the people here. Oberlin has a really nice community, and I've really found mentors here that have supported me throughout my 4 years. There are several professors on campus that I can just turn to, go to, and, talk about my struggles, not just academically, but also personally. Especially my first year academic advisor and a professor I had for a language pedagogy class have really been a mentor that I kind of aspire to and talk with regularly, although they're not really in my majors. I think they've been like a great support. The other aspect for me has really been the experiences that I've gotten and the opportunities. I think Oberlin being a small college, they really give authority for students to really do whatever things that they're interested in. So I've been working for the admissions office at Oberlin, for example, and I'm a senior fellow. So I give information sessions and interviews and campus tours, and I never thought students can do something like that. And so really having that kind of freedom and authority to do things that, and really trust students, I guess, to do things, I think was really important for me at Oberlin.
Oh, great. Now, as a Concordia graduate, how do you feel like your Concordia education prepared you for university?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. I think, first of all, academically, I really think Concordia has prepared me super well. So my first semester, I really did not struggle academically at all. And that was sort of a surprise for me initially because I was really worried that I was going to get behind and all of that. But my Concordia teachers always told me that I'm not going to get behind, I'm going to be fine. And they were right. I was really grateful for Concordia throughout my first semester, especially because I had the capacity to kind of focus on other things like social and, getting into orgs and joining clubs instead of being worried about the academic part. And with the AP classes and big data that I took at Concordia, I think I was very prepared for that kind of academics. But otherwise, also socially, I think Concordia really provided me a nice, warm, welcoming community and friends that I could really open up to and talk about different things. And being surrounded by other people who were also like third culture kids who had experience like growing up abroad. I think that experience really helped me understand my own experiences and my identity that I could bring to Oberlin. So when I'm surrounded by people who have very different backgrounds from me, like I was able to still kind of maintain myself sort of and know who I am in a sense.
Oh, great. You mentioned socially, outside of the classroom, what has been the most exciting part of college life for you?
That's an interesting question. I think there's a couple of things, but first of all, socially, so Oberlin has the College of Arts and Sciences and the Conservatory of Music. So the campus is full of artistic, creative, and musically talented people. So that has been a huge part of my college life, especially social life. And concerts are really a huge part here at Oberlin. So on average, we have about 2 to 3 concerts per day, is what it said on campus. And I personally was in the chamber ensemble at Concordia, and here I was in the orchestra for my first 2 years. But really being able to meet people who have a love for music, but also are academically strong was really, really important and significant. And I think otherwise, socially, I think just seeing people who are really passionate about things. Oberlin is really full of students who have unique passions and are really supportive of each other's passions. So it's a very collaborative environment that I really appreciate. And, especially being a math major, I kind of assume that math is like an individual subject where I need to work on problems and get good grades. But every single math class I've had a study group, and I've studied with friends every single week, had group chats and all of that. So having that supportive community has also been significant.
Well, you're still remembered at Concordia for being the first student to present a big data paper at an international conference, and for being an excellent flute player. So we're glad to hear that you're still involved in both the STEM side and the music side. You're still playing flute?
Yeah, I kind of paused with COVID because, flute is not the best instrument to play during the pandemic, unfortunately. But yes, I was playing my first 2 years, and I'm hoping to restart pretty soon.
Oh, great. Well, again, as a Concordia graduate, what message would you have for families, and in particular Japanese families that might be considering Concordia?
Yeah, I think Concordia really provided me with a warm community that I could rely on throughout my time at Concordia, but also something that I look back to even now. So I definitely really recommend Concordia for families that are looking for communities that could welcome them. And for Japanese families, I've seen, during my time, I've seen several people who were concerned about English and adapting to the new environment. But I think because of the community that Concordia has, your child will definitely be welcomed and be integrated into that environment. And English really will come from there. So I would say, don't worry, dive in, and I hope you enjoy as well.
Oh, great. And what are your plans post-Oberlin?
Yeah, so I'm graduating this spring, and I actually got a job at Oberlin post-college. So I will be working as a Writing Associate Program Fellow, which means I will be running the Writing Center and Speaking Center for an entire year. So I will be managing the students who work in these centers and also communicating with the professors. I've been a Writing and Speaking Associate throughout my time at college, or the past 2 years actually. But I'm really excited to be working with professors that I really respect, and a program that has philosophy that I really agree with. But beyond that, I want to go into education and teaching. I'm especially interested in math education, but also working with multilingual students. I think math tends to be a subject that is seen as universal, or you don't need too much language, but I think there's a lot of linguistic and cultural implications that affect math education that people don't really think about. So I really want to think about how to make math education more linguistically and culturally sensitive, and I want to implement that in kind of multilingual environments in the future.
Oh, wow, that sounds fantastic. Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to stay here for another year and see how that goes as a non-student and staff.
All right, fantastic. And anything else we should know about your life and career?
That's an interesting question. Kind of having a hard time to think. So I think I've said pretty much everything. But in terms of what I do at Oberlin, I've really been involved also with kind of the process of transition from high school to college. So I'm a peer advising leader, and I work with our first year students, and I also work in the admissions office, as I mentioned. So if anyone has any questions about college or transition, those are my favorite topics as well. So I'm happy to talk about it as well.
Great. Thank you very much. Again, my guest today, Ryo Adachi, a soon-to-be Oberlin graduate and soon-to-be Oberlin employee, 2018 graduate from Concordia International School, Hanoi. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.